And here we go. I think we're live. Yes, marvelous. Okay, sorry about that. So it's been a busy few days in the political sphere, especially surrounding Sargon of Akkad, who I'm sure most of you are sick of people waxing lyrical about by now. But I just find it hilarious that obviously he's being dragged through the mud for everything to do with this tweet, obviously, that he did 3 years ago. And now he's looking at calling her a massive bitch on TV. Jess, of course, has not taken this particularly well. Jess Phillips, the MP in question. She said that she's going to potentially get her lawyers involved. Now, there's an argument for that. She's got to maintain her principled, I don't think she has any principles, but if she were principled, she would hold a principled stance of having to go in, say this is slander, that sort of thing, try and get it all sorted out if she really had that much of an issue with it. But instead she appears to have been spending her time on Twitter getting remarkably triggered. So here we have an account, clearly a troll account, bot7745 blah blah blah. Here we go. Have we lost the feed? 1 second. Or perhaps not. Maybe it's just my end. Let me see what I've got here. Am I live? That is the question. Do I look ridiculous? 745 blah blah blah. Yeah. No, I look ridiculous. That's fine. But no. So what was I saying? Yes, so she's been going out. She's been looking at stuff. This guy tweeted at her, "Are you going to go to court to claim you're not a massive bitch? I'll help fund that. I can't wait to hear you try to deny it without committing perjury." All the sass. All the keyboard warriors on Twitter. It's fine. But, and this wouldn't normally be news, I'm sure, MPs get all this kind of stuff, especially when they deserve it. But Jess, I do not know whether or not she was drunk or something else entirely, because she said, "You've no idea," she spelt no incorrectly. This is the quality of British politicians, ladies and gentlemen. "You've no idea what a bitch I can be. A bitch that doesn't quit. A bitch who fights. A bitch who pushes through no matter how hard it gets. You better all hope you never come up against a bitch like me. You'll not win." It's just the idea of someone in public office, a public figure, who has the audacity to say things like, Tommy Robinson isn't palatable to the British public because he's working, he lacks class and stuff like that. Don't quote me on that. I don't think she said that in an official capacity, but it's the general attitude from establishment politicians of the working class. But you get things like this where you just show you're human. You're human, and you have all the faults and all the failings of humans. But because you're on the far left, because you're kind of this kind of virtue signaling thing or what's it, all you want to do is show your own virtue, and then suddenly, as soon as someone pushes the right button, the mask slips, and you're revealed to be the drudgery kind of human that you are. And I love the fact that there are comments on this. It's had 11,000 likes. It's the rate. She's not been ratioed yet. But she's a British politician. What do you expect? But we've got. I just love the things here. There's Mike Stutchbury, her biggest supporter, clearly going, "Ruin Carl Jess, ruin him good and proper." Mike Stutchbury, for those of you who don't know, is a coward, professional coward. But I just love all the comments which actually have all the retweets and all the replies which actually have a significant like ratio. It's a bitch who doesn't know how to use no and no correctly in a sentence. At least you're not responsible for anything to do with education. It's fantastic. Don't mind me. Yeah. Just fishing for attention. People are now calling her fascist and stuff like that. I don't think she's a fascist, right, because of this. I mean, she's definitely a gender fascist, supporting some horrible, horrible stuff. But she's just deciding that she wants to BTFO herself, apparently, clearly. As an MP in office. It's like, I was having a chat with Sargon actually the other day, because he's absolutely, and you probably saw it in one of his videos if you follow him, he's, the whole thing with bringing up calling her a massive bitch and everything like that is all entirely planned. Like, whether or not you think it's a good plan or not, it remains to be seen. But it was planned, it wasn't an emotional outburst that came from a place of, spur of the moment. He knew he was going to go in there and turn some heads with that. So his plan, obviously, the next step for him is to be nothing but cordial, to be nothing but respectful in terms of general discourse, and just watch them froth at the mouth. And this is the exact kind of frothing that we want to see, right? Yes, not exactly very dignified, right? So she's trying to prove that she's a better person than, say, Carl Benjamin, who making comments that can be considered un-PC or like not particularly, could be quite offensive. I mean, think of all the real bitches out there who must be offended by Jess taking their label and using it in such a way as if it's a bad thing. She should have owned it, Such eloquence. So professional. Just a fantastic, this demonstration of human achievement that is Jess Phillips. Wait, is that Mark's face? Yeah, I haven't shaved. Sorry, folks. I'm gonna try and bring the beard back, maybe. So we'll see. Bait for those who read the loudest. Yes. Why on earth did she type that? She's a fool. Stutchbury needs to walk the plank. He's a fatso, so should float there a while. Yeah, he's just we went to the Leave protest in I can't remember when it was actually. It must have been back in March sometime. And he turned up, but he wouldn't come and say hello. He was such a coward that he took photos of us from behind a post or something like that, and then posted it on Twitter. It was very strange indeed. Thanks for the super chat, Christian. Jess is going full self BTFO, press F. Yes, absolutely. Am I trying to copy British's mustache? No. So what happened was, basically Jess Phillips said that she was going to get her lawyers involved. She was going to, sue Carl Benjamin for libel. And then she decided to respond to a tweet saying, "Are you really going to go to claim you're not a massive bitch? Like, how are you going to do that? He's called you a massive bitch." And then she said, "You don't know what a bitch I am. I'm this kind of bitch." Like, it parodies that kind of really odious feminism from both Captain Marvel and a little while back, one of the Transformers films. I can't remember what it was, but their whole advertising campaign, one of the newer ones with Mark Wahlberg, they did their whole advertising campaign of this one character who's fights like a girl, runs like a girl, and stuff like that. And it's just Jess Phillips runs like a bitch, fights like a bitch, pushes through like a bitch. It's just you own it, Jess, clearly. It's really going to get people to vote for you. I do believe her entire constituency was a majority Leave constituency as well, but clearly she's representing the Whammons and the not the Whammons, but the minorities of the Remain vote, because that's clearly in her mandate. I just find this entire situation ludicrous, because if she was someone with any kind of integrity at all, she would brush Carl off as being the troll that he is, right? Instead of having this deeply emotive response. And they're moaning at him for being emotive, the mainstream media slandering him for, having this outburst that he would, he won't apologise for rape tweet or whatever, and this is the standard. They are no better than the people who want to run in opposition. That's the main brunt of this. He's absolutely no different to them. They just believe that they're better. They have this thing. So, and I love the fact that she has a spelling mistake in there. I just absolutely love the fact that she's clearly had one too many mojitos on the train, and there's that. And yeah, fantastic. I think this shows it to a T. Ooh, you're odd. Sure enough, cos. Anyway, just a short one today, but it was too good not to share. Yeah, I hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you're going to tune in, the British is running a live stream tonight, 9 p.m. And we're going to do basically a replacement Unpopular Opinions. I don't know what he has in store. Something to do with comedy, I'm assured. So, yeah. Take care, everyone, and have a great day. All right.